Hi, I'm Frankie and you're watching the TCTV Show. We're here to talk to Amanda and Hannah today about the Nuts production of The Producers. So, Amanda and Hannah, for our viewers, do you want to just give them a quick synopsis of what The Producers actually is?
Sure. Basically, it's all about Max Bialystock, who's like a failing Broadway producer, failing Broadway producer, and him and his accountant come up with a scheme, basically, to make loads of money by making a show that flops, that just kind of fails.
We're gonna be the producers of a great big Broadway flop.
Yeah.
Flop.
No, it's great.
Oh, is it?
Broadway
Flop.
So they have to go about finding the worst script and the worst actors and raising the money. So it involves raising money by sleeping with grannies. The script is some crazy neo-Nazi man who basically really likes Hitler. And then what else do they even have to do?
Yeah, there's the director who's like outrageously gay.
So gay.
It's quite not
outrageous.
PC, but it's great. It's really funny. So yeah,
There's quite a lot of sexual...
yeah, a lot of innuendo.
It's not really subtle.
Okie dokie. You learn.
I want you to know, my dear, even though we're sitting down, we're giving you a standing ovation.
Oh!
No,
It's just brilliant though, it's such a good laugh.
It's Mel Brooks who has done like Young Frankenstein and Blazing Saddles and all that kind of thing, so he doesn't really do tact, but he's great. Yeah.
It's going to be great. So when does the first show start?
It's the 20th to the 22nd of November, which is next Thursday to Saturday, and it's at 7:30 at Newcastle College.
Cool. So you guys are really busy with rehearsals at the moment then, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Always busy.
Yeah, every night.
It's great fun. I mean, that's the thing with this, I guess, you're busy, but it's so much fun to do it. You don't mind being busy, so...
Absolutely. And the cast gets on really well. I bet it's like really fun, the rehearsals and stuff.
Yeah, there's 21 in the cast. It's a big cast, isn't it?
They're a handful. There's a lot of egos flying around.
So what do you mean by grannies? What do these grannies represent? Are they funny? Are they old?
They're Max Bialystock has a horde of nymphomaniac grannies that all really like him, and he shows them a good time and they give him money
to fund his production.
Shows them a good time.
Yeah, so we've got some Zuma frames, some walking sticks, it's
wheelchairs.
It's great.
Lots of mobility aids.
Okay, it's good.
That's great. So why did you decide this show, of all the shows that you could have produced for Nats, why did you choose The Producers?
I've always loved it. I think it's great. I think it's funny, and I've wanted to be in it or be involved with it for a long, long time. And then just last semester, I got chatting to a few people who kind of encouraged me to go for it, and the rights were available, so just kind of went for it really, and then it got voted in somehow, and yeah, here we are.
A week and a half away.
Yeah.
I know, yeah.
It was like, it's one of those things like, yeah, I can try this, put it for proposals, yeah, that'd be really fun. Then you actually get it and it's like, oh god, now I actually have to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So what has being director and assistant director actually involved? Like, what has been your main role towards the show?
I basically kind of tell people what I want them to do on stage, and Hannah, you help me out with that, don't you? And then you take the reins sometimes. And
basically, it's just kind of a shared job of jumping in. But I think a big part of it, particularly for you, was before we started rehearsals, before we got the cast, was kind of plotting everything and working out how we wanted our version of the music to be.
Yeah, planning it, working out what props we're going to need, set, costume, all of that kind of
Obviously,
thing.
then we've got.
Do you guys have a big budget at all, or no?
It's enough. I think you can be thrifty. Charity shops are being raided by our producer Layla at the moment, so
that's the thing, we've got Layla. So we've got there's a whole team. It's like, it's not just us producing the whole thing. Like, but Layla the producer, she's got assistants, and so there's a big team. Then we've got.
How big is the actual team? How big is Nats Society?
Oh, blimey.
It's 200.
Yeah,
around 200. It's
that's a lot.
One of the biggest societies in the uni, I believe.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we have. I mean, that's run 6 productions every semester. So that's a lot more than a lot.
So when are those productions?
Boing Boing is the first production, and that is next week.
This Sunday.
This Sunday.
In venue in the evening, and then they kind of run. You do 3 shows each for each show, and you kind of run for the next few weeks.
Of course, there's going to be a lot going on.
Yeah, and then because it's the Christmas semester, we have the panto as well, which is the Les Mis panto, which will be brilliant. It's always that's always written by someone on it as well. So yeah, lots going on. We don't like to be boring.
Yeah.
So how do you think your version of The Producers differs from like the actual musical, or maybe perhaps the film? Like, do any of the characters change? Have you like put your own spin on it at all, or is you kind of sticking to the main like idea of the show?
I think it's really it's hard when there's so many different versions of it, and when the film version is so widespread. It's really hard because you just fall into these characters, because at the end of the day they have done a lot of the characters very well. But I think in places we found like they were a bit almost too outrageous in the film. Like, there can be a little bit more subtlety, even though it's not the whole point of it. There isn't meant to be any subtlety, but I felt we've tried to do that, and we've kind of kept all set and things very minimal.
Yeah, obviously because of the budget is nothing compared to like a big professional
big
one.
West End performance.
Yeah, so we're kind of making do and making a few bits ourselves, like multifunctional bits, and so it's going to be a bit more of a stripped back kind of version in terms of production values, but the actual
content is so much, and then you've got so many costume changes. I mean, we've got the chorus being one of them just being a nun, a like beggar, a showgirl, a granny.
Oh my god, how's she going to change in all that time?
I don't actually know. I don't think she really knows either.
No,
we'll find out.
She doesn't know
So yeah, I think you don't need the big set, and I say it's better to have less set and do it well, I think. We've got the characters for the stage.
The script kind of carries itself anyway, because it's so funny, like, you don't
It does sound funny.
It's good.
Sexual innuendo grannies.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually went to one of the band rehearsals a couple of days ago, and about half of the band have never seen it. And so they keep being told, oh, come in at this lyric, and they're like, what? They're like, what is this all about? And someone was like, so there's like grannies and then like a song about Hitler. And they were like, we don't understand what's going on. And I was like, yeah, you really won't.
Yeah.
It's not exactly predictable, let's put it that way.
Life was really nothing but a glum one till then.
He wants to be a producer. Have a great big Broadway smash.
You're watching the TCTV Show, and I'm here with Nick from the International Development Society. Okay, so it's sort of like a student think tank?
Yeah, quite, yeah.
So what does the society actually do? You said you think about things, how and when and why.
Yeah, our most frequent events are information and discussion evenings, which we hold like once every 2 or 3 weeks or so, and they're usually to do with quite current topics. For example, the most recent one we had was about IS and where IS came from and what needs to be done in terms of combating the threat of IS. We've also had discussion evenings on modern slavery, why that's still an issue, and to inform people to like the extent it is an issue, like still here in the North East as well.
Okay, so mostly what you do are these regular meets where you talk through current affair issues, but I heard you have a conference, which is quite a big thing.
Yeah, it's on the 22nd to the 23rd of February next year, and 2015 sees the deadline for the Millennium Development Goals, which formed the basis of the idea for the conference. Because in the year 2000, the UN came up with 8 goals which aim to eradicate global poverty and increase sort of universal development, and things like the environment, maternal health, and a few other.
Okay, so it's things that either directly affect everyone or affect something people might care about. So they are
society to people, which
definitely
we sort of see every day.
It's things that really do affect us or our conscience. In terms of that and like the individual, what do you do on a ground level in the university? What can students get involved with?
Well, recently we had a panel event and sort of information fair on volunteerism. So a lot of students, very popular students, do go abroad and volunteer with important charities, and the aim of the event was to inform those students about the consequences of their volunteering and what sort of organisations people should be looking at volunteering with, not just Googling gap year or sort of summer volunteering, and sort of thinking more about the what sort of work they're going to be doing and the impact that has.
Does that focus on the sort of thing? I've seen things in the press which say that people can often do more harm than good when they go on those kind of trips.
It's
so that's kind of like educating about that.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So on that note, can anyone be involved with the society? I mean, do you have to have any kind of great intellectual ideas? Or?
No, absolutely not. Like it's not just for people that are studying politics or geography, that sort of thing.
Okay.
A lot of people are put off by the sort of long title of the society and think, oh God, I don't know anything about it.
It does sound quite serious.
But it's totally not. Even if you don't know anything about it, we encourage people to sort of come and sort of inform themselves of what's going on, beyond the boundaries of the campus, and think important issues that are going on in the world.
So you can find out more about the International Development Society. You have a Facebook page, that's right?
Yeah. And I think it's just International Development Society. It will be on Facebook and on the Student Union Society's page. If you join the society as well, there's things like the International Development Alumni Society, which is a really good tool for internships and sort of career prospects and that sort of thing. And on the social side, we get free entry to World Headquarters every Friday as well.
Always a perk.
Yeah, always.
So it's really about developing yourself, just getting the chance to think about some issues.
Definitely.
And just get involved.
Being aware of things that are sort of outside of the university and important things that are going on in the world.
Great. Well, thanks for talking to us.
No worries.
Thank you to Nick for talking to us. You can find out more about the International Development Society by going to their Facebook page, or if you Google them, you'll find their website where you can get involved with their upcoming events.
He don't wanna release her, and she don't want a kiss on the cheek, and someone keeps telling me I'm no good.